bringing back in meteorologist Craig Seibert. And Craig, we've been talking about the lake effect. Of course, that's the snow portion. We're going to talk about the cold too. But snow brings in all the different types of winter types, bring in other problems that we have throughout the course of the winter. And I'll go ahead and let you take it away to talk about the alerts that we experience here in our region.
Yeah, we're just going to kind of go through step by step to kind of show you what they mean because we talk about them on TV a lot. And so when you see one of these advisories, what does that actually mean to you? So as we go in and kind of start you off, what they usually start with is a winter storm watch. This means that there is the possibility of hazardous winter weather in the next couple of days. It doesn't mean there's anything happening right now. It's usually issued a couple of days before the event, but it does mean that there is going to be impactful weather and that probability is getting more and more likely. The National Weather Service believes that things are going to happen soon, and so kind of putting you on that alert that things may change in the next couple of days. And so then we're going to kind of start you off. I'll start you off with one of the lower end things, and we'll kind of move up to some things that are a bit more serious. Now, winter weather advisories, when a winter storm watch usually starts everything off a couple of days in advance, that winter weather advisory is issued for hazardous weather, but not quite severe hazardous weather, but something that's going to be impactful, inconvenient, almost hazardous, but inconvenient at the very least, and that is what that winter weather advisory implies. So a couple of inches, 4 to up to 6 inches of snow is possible into that, and most likely, and also some light ice accumulations or sleet accumulations also possible. So that we're talking like a glaze of ice on some surfaces. Now we get into the more severe alerts. When that winter storm watch is upgraded to a winter storm warning, that means that hazardous winter weather is about to happen or is already occurring. That means, as you notice, you saw what the advisory was up to 6 inches. When we're expecting more than 6 inches of snow, that's when this warning is issued. And it could be even a little bit more on the regards of ice or sleet accumulation, which is a lot more impactful. Of course, it means a lot. It's a lot more of an impact to driving and for your safety as well. Lake effect snow warnings, we saw them issued earlier this week. They're issued for only certain parts of the area, which, as you saw with the snow belt, they're mostly issued for the snow belt. And that is with impactful weather, over 6 inches of snowfall that is just a lake effect snow, as opposed to a winter storm warning, which is usually more issued for like bigger snowstorms that encompass the entire area. Now we'll talk about ice storm warnings, which is when ice or freezing rain is the predominant precipitation type, and that is when freezing rain totals are expected to be over 1/4 of an inch, which is a threat to trees, of course, to power lines, and that in terms of power outages, but also to road impacts. Of course, it's not easy to drive in snow. It's even harder to drive on ice. And then something that's a little bit newer is snow squall warnings. Now, these are very similar to severe thunderstorm warnings in the summertime. They are localized, which we call polygon, which they are pretty much issued by the event. It's not issued countywide. It's issued by the specific area of snow that's falling. And this is for reduced visibilities, extremely heavy snowfall, extremely hazardous to your road conditions. So that is something that's going to be issued an hour or so at a time, and they are going to be kind of following these extremely intense bands of snowfall that are limiting your visibility and, of course, throwing a lot of snow down in a short period of time. And then very rare here, but they do happen every now and then, blizzard warnings, and there's a specific criteria. You could read that on your screen. When those blizzard warnings are issued, of course, it's for falling snow or snow that's already fallen and just blowing around because of extremely high winds. Of course, again, those are pretty rare around here, but that's still something that we need to kind of keep in mind for us as we go through some of the extreme weather here at home.
Yeah, Craig, we don't get those too often get into during a winter season. What I'm going to talk about now is the cold. Of course, cold causes trouble here at home for us too. By the way, a little weather fun fact, and maybe you're around for this. The coldest temperature on record for Youngstown, Ohio was negative 22 degrees below zero. And that was back on January 19th, 1994. That record still holds. And that was not the wind chill, though. We've had wind chills much colder. We've been well below 30 below at times. And of course, when we talk about wind chill, that's combining the wind with the cold temperature. So if you don't have a lot of wind around, your body heat can kind of just form a layer, basically a layer of heat around your skin that helps keep you warm. And that, of course, is just kind of our natural way of trying to heat our bodies. Of course, clothing helps in layers to stay warm. But when you start blowing that wind across the skin, that's when you take that layer, that little layer of air that your body has formed, that heat within, and it blows it away. So what your body does is just loses more heat. So you keep escaping heat, and that's why you get that. The stronger the wind and the colder the temperature, you get that burning feeling as that evaporates off your body there and blows away. What we use is a wind chill chart. And just so you know, there's a lot of numbers on here, as you can plainly see. But the numbers they go up and down on the left. Now, that is wind speed in miles per hour from 5 to 25 miles per hour. And then the air temperature is across the top. Of course, the positive side on the left, the negative on the right. And the areas that are, excuse me, into kind of the highlighted lighter blue, that's frostbite time. So you can get frostbite within 30 minutes. So, for example, if it's 0 and the wind is blowing at 15 miles per hour, that gives you a rough wind chill, an air parent temperature of -13. That could give you frostbite within 30 minutes. As you get into the deeper blues there on the screen, that's within 10 minutes. So if it's 25 below 0 and you have a 10-mile-per-hour wind, within 10 minutes, you can get frostbite. And then you get into the extremes, which fortunately, we don't get into that too often here at home. That -35. Of course, we've never been that cold here officially at the airport, and that's at 20 miles per hour. So that's just a rough idea of the wind chill chart and something you want to watch as we go into winter. Now, they do issue advisories on these. There are no more wind chill warnings and advisories. So that has been done for a year or so here as the National Weather Service issues a cold weather advisory, an extreme cold watch, and an extreme cold warning. So these are the new advisories. So let's talk about what a cold weather advisory is. A cold weather advisory is issued when the wind chill is expected to be from -15 to -24. That's a cold weather advisory. Now, a extreme cold watch, so these will come up through the course of winter, is issued when the wind chill is expected to be from -25, so 25 below 0, that's the wind chill, or colder within the next 18 to 48 hours. So they put the watch out early to let you know that this type of a wind chill is on the way for you. And then the extreme cold warning. The extreme cold warning is issued, of course, when this starts to take place. As any watches or warnings happen, the wind chill is expected to be -25 degrees or colder. So really, Craig, the magic number here is at -25 or colder to get into that type of a warning.